Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to this little Topic Tuesdays episode, and I actually shouldn't say little. This is almost 11 minutes long, so if you're feeling comfortable, you should watch the entire thing. And I'm going to be talking about the future of, like, consoles and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to be talking about, like, what I would want to see. I'm just saying what the next step needs to be in order for it to not be repetitive, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about in a minute. But I gotta mention the gameplay real quick, just so you guys aren't confused. This is a gameplay that comes from one of my clan buddies. His name's Tage, and he's rolling with the MSMC. I can't even say it. MSMC. He's got the, like, I don't know what attachments he got on it, but I know he's got that, like, pajama print freaking camo that looks like my sister's pajamas. I don't like it. That's actually the only one I did not buy. I bought every single other one, including Jungle Warfare, every single one. Like the Viper, I didn't even buy that one just because that one sucks. In my opinion, I'm sure other people like it. But anyway, we're playing Capture the Flag here, and it's a longer game because we decided to try to get our kill streaks a bit higher because we were 1 point from capping. So we decided to just take the flag and let him try to get his AGR. And another friend of mine, Hunter, was trying to get a swarm. So we were, letting, like, when they would die, they would grab the flag and they wouldn't let the enemy team have the flag because they had two sets of split screeners, and, like, only one guy was actually pretty good. His name's, like, XX Gotcha, and he was our only, like, challenge in the entire game. So we decided to have a little fun with it, and yeah, I thought I'd pick it because it's kind of a longer one. It's the only long one I have. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about, media's next step in entertainment. And where I'd like to start is obvious. It's kind of like in the gaming part of the, community of this. And, with the PS4 announced and the Xbox to be announced to be shown off on the 21st, which is only a couple weeks away. I thought this was a pretty good time to bring this up. They gotta make some pretty big steps in order to keep us entertained. This is gonna be the fourth console for PlayStation, and what PlayStation has done for the past three consoles is the really only big step they've really done is, change the graphics every year, change the sound, and the, like, certain features and capabilities come up with, like, quality when it comes towards videos and games and all that kind of stuff. But that's it. There's never been this big advancement to keep us entertained. So it feels like this big repetitive, let's call it leap, because it happens every, like, 4 years. And so say with the PS1, it was super cool because you were, it's a video game station, and it pretty much the first of its kind. It was really unique when it first came out. But then when the PS2 came out, that's when everyone started getting excited. The graphics were enhanced. Capabilities went even higher. You had these analog sticks, which weren't really introduced in the PS1 a lot. They were later, but not for the early games that I had. I don't even know what I used to play, like Spyro and that kind of stuff, and they would have you use the D-pad. So with these analog sticks, that's what got me, like, crazy over, because I used to play arcade games with the actual joystick. And I was like, whoa, they got miniature ones for your thumbs, and it just got me crazy because I've been playing, NES and all that kind of old game stations and, like, Game Boys, and they've never had these joysticks. So I knew it was going to be this new type of game style they can bring into the game. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm glad that the PS4 and probably the Xbox will be doing this too, is they're bringing back a very, very similar controller, and I'm glad they're doing that. But I love the idea that PS4 is bringing in this, like, touchpad kind of thing. It's going to bring in a lot of new type of game styles that you can be able to fit to all styles of gamers. And what I mean by that is, for me, I'm more of a competitive gamer. Like, I don't really care about what I win or what I lose. Look, he didn't even see that guy on his left. It's crazy. But the reason it makes me, like, my style is kind of competitive is because it's a personal gaming station. It's built mainly for me. It's not really for my family or whatever. My PS3 is in my room. I'm up here to record, and, friends come and play. That's basically about it. I got a headset. I got a high-end microphone, good controllers, you know what I mean? So it's it's more of it's a different style compared to if a family were to have a console for Blu-ray or something. They would have it down in their living room. They wouldn't have a headset. They would have it hooked up to their TV. It's a different experience. So I think with this touchpad thing, when they introduce it into the gameplay, they can introduce it to every single type of game. So a family style like party game can have it. I'm sure that somehow Call of Duty can have it. I'm not sure how. Maybe to knife or something, that would be a pretty good idea, because I hate when people can panic knife as easily. Maybe if you can like swipe across it or something, or if you touch it, the menu can come up, or I don't know. I'm just shooting out ideas here. I'm sure they'll find a clever way to implement it, but until then, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm talking about an even bigger step that they should take. They need to introduce such a big feature, like other than graphics and of course sound is what we're looking for, capabilities, specs, that's what we get excited about, but there's got to be this extra leap, otherwise the lifespan of the console is not going to feel as long as it did for the PS2 or the PS1, because it just feels like the same loop going over again, and it feels like all these Call of Duties that get pushed out every year, all these DICE games that get pushed out every year. I'm talking like Battlefield and Medal of Honor. It's just going to feel repetitive. It's going to feel pretty much the same experience, but there's going to be small new features and kind of like a different time era, and that's how it is with every shooter game. So it feels like that when they release these new consoles, it is the same thing as having these new, you guys get what I mean. So take for instance, what they could do is they can have games that are built for 3D glasses. They have 3D TVs and all that kind of stuff. They can have a exclusive version of a game that of course will cost a little bit more, because there's not going to be as much in production, so they'd have to cost a little bit more. But they would be made for those 3D Panasonic whatever TVs, and it will really increase the experience, especially for shooters. This will help with competitive gamers, and it will make it feel more interactive, which I think really needs to happen. And if just a little example here, my brother works at a movie theater, and he gets 2 free passes to go see a movie every day. They don't like roll over or anything, but if he pops in one day and wants to go see a movie and take a friend, he's got 2 passes to any seats he wants. He got passes to any seats he wants to any theater, so that means new releases, premiere releases. As long as he's not working, he's able to go watch a movie. So sometimes he'll take me and we'll go watch. For instance, we saw The Wizard of Oz, or the Oz Great and Powerful. Every time we go and watch it in IMAX, because that's the obvious choice. It's obviously a better experience, and we get it the same price. We're not paying anything. We get it for free. So we always pick IMAX because the sound is richer, the screen is bigger, it's 3D, it's more interactive, and it's an overall bigger experience. And I think that needs to happen, because I think soon, maybe within like the next 5 years, 3D is going to be our normal TV. That's going to be our normal movie theater. And they have made advancements with movie theaters, but not like this huge step. And I think this huge step needs to happen. And I think, the 2010s would be the decade it would happen. Because we're just breaching into the 2010s. And I know that sounds weird as a decade, doesn't it? Anyway, so we're just now breaching into the 2010s, and we'll be able to this would be a good time to bring it in, because instead of waiting, we already have the technology to pull it off. We just gotta have we gotta make it a bit smoother somehow, like smooth out the edges so that the frame rate's not so weird, and we gotta find a way for it to be 3D for most audiences, because people who are like blind in one eye won't be able to experience it, or people who are half blind or something, or need prescription glasses, like heavy prescription glasses, won't be able to watch the movie, and it's going to be, kind of boring for them. So that's, those select people can go watch 2D movies. It's not, I hate to say that. That feels wrong, but I think 3D movies will be the next step into, I'm sure they'll find a new type of 3D within the next couple of years, but I think it'll be the next step into media and entertainment, and I'd love to see it implemented into games. And When I'm saying like implemented into games, I'm talking about a full game designed for 3D, so that when you play the game in 2D, it like, so I'm saying like a separate game. So say, let's take Black Ops 2 for instance, okay? Just because that's what you're watching, we all know the game. Say this is the 2D version, right? What if they went and sold maybe like a month later? We would have a 3D version that would have completely different animations that would fit the whole 3D aspect, and it would look cheesy in 2D. We would have to play it in 3D. I think that would really help out with the whole experience, and it could really, really give us this extra push in order to keep us entertained with the modern, the new consoles. But anyway, those are my thoughts, and I think 3D needs to happen. I'm sure there will be new features like the controller pad on the PS3, of course. That's going to be pretty cool, and we'll just have to see on May 21st what Xbox has to offer.